The 7-year anniversary banners have dropped on Global Dokkan, and this means it's the most exciting time of the year when the most returning players are back, the most stones are being spent, the most amount of multis are being posted on Twitter, the most flexes on Twitter are happening, the most salt in the comment sections, everything that you could imagine. This celebration, it has it. Now, we have two of the best LRs we have ever seen here in Dokkan Battle with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta as well as God Goku and Vegeta, but this video is not centered around those units. Today, we are focusing on the summoning aspect. Now, I'm sure we've all been there. It's called the shaft. You know, we're going to be looking at some of that today. Let's go ahead and kind of rank these. Rather than just kind of going a regular list, we're going to do it in a tier list. You know, the most fun, right? Who doesn't love a tier list? So let's go ahead and get started. Now, our first shaft comes from Lord Uchiha on Twitter. Now, I think that this one is not real. I'm not buying it. I call it cap. So for that, it goes in the F tier. What he has said is that he had 1k stones and he didn't get one featured unit. Now, when you have 1k stones, let's think about that, right? It's, I think that's 6 rotations, so 18 multis plus the free ones. That's 24 multis right there. If my math is wrong, I'm sorry. And then 24 multis plus tickets, not one featured unit. I'm not buying it, buddy. You had to have gotten one Super Saiyan 4 or one Ultra Instinct Goku or something like that. I don't believe it. I think these banners are too good. There's too many featured units for you to not get one featured unit in 1k stones. So if you have proof, prove me wrong, but I'm not buying it. It's going in the F tier. Cap. All right, so no real D tier shafts in here, but we do have a couple C tier shafts. And our first one comes from our good friend Ultra YT464. His tweet mentioned that he had 900 stones and he did not get the Super Saiyan 4s. Now, that is a C tier shaft because he did not contain if he got any other LRs, if he had stuff that he could use, and he just didn't get the unit he wanted. So it's not a good, like, obviously it sucks you didn't get the new unit that you wanted, but when you don't contain what else you have, it's just not good. So, you know, we kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. We don't know what else you got, but no Super Saiyan 4s and 900 stones. If you save those for months, I feel for you, brother, and I'm sorry. Coming in at our next spot on the C tier shaft, we have our good friend Blue7304. And when I say good friend, I mean that's just a fellow 5-9er in terms of a follower on Twitter, maybe someone that just came across the tweet. He had 900 stones and he got one Sin Shenron. Now, one featured unit in 900 stones is unrealistic, but it can happen. I've seen it happen to people before. One Sin Shenron to show for 900 stones. I don't know if that's fake, but the only reason I say I know it's not fake is because he provided a screenshot showing that all he had was Sin, and he claimed that it was 900 stones. So you guys do have to take it with a grain of salt. I do not know if this is true what these guys are posting. The only people that I can really take the word of are the people that I work with and various kind of reputable people within the community that posted under this, right? So Blue7304, 900 stones, one Sin Shenron. Not the best, but I'm sorry for you, brother. Now let's go ahead and move on to our B tier. Now let's go ahead and get a JP player out of the way. This guy, his name is Minato's Flash. I don't even know him. Like, I don't even know why he's in here replying. Like, he's always on Twitter. I don't get it. But he, you know, this really sucks. He went 2.4k stones and he got one copy of Trunks and Vegeta over on JP. So if you want to spam up the Minato L's in the comment section, please do that. Just want to give that JP pleb a mention, right? So let's go ahead and move on to our next B tier shaft, and then we have our guy Tactical Luke, and he claims that his friend got 4 Vegetos and 1,000 stones. So that is one of those unique shafts where you get a lot of LRs, but that LR sucks, quite frankly. Vegito Blue has not had any relevancy in the meta in a very long time. He aged very, very quickly, which is a shame because it's Vegito Blue, but it is what it is. I don't make the rules. He got power crept out really quickly. So 4 Vegetos in 1k, you know, you're probably getting a bunch of fusion animations, a bunch of combos. You're going to keep telling yourself, this is the one. A bunch of Owari Dodge. You're like, okay, here it is. This is my moment. And it just keeps being Vegito Blue, and you just, you know, you really, really get frustrated. And I could definitely see where you're coming from with that one. So let's go ahead and round out our B tier, the first 5-9 member, and that is our good friend, this time I can say it and mean it, Mask Ningen. He went 3k with 1 copy of the Super Saiyan 4s. Now, if you know anything about Mask Ningen, he's going to keep going until he at least gets the unit, unless, you know, he just breaks the point where he's just, I can't do this anymore. But he is one of those guys that's just going to continue to keep going. summoning, and he eventually got what he wanted, but it took him 3K to do it. So we're going to go ahead and put that in a B tier shaft because it's just kind of different context when you do Dokkan for YouTube and you get the shaft. This stuff is just bound to happen because you have these summoning sessions all the time. Moving on to our A tier. This is where things start to get a little bit spicy. This comes from Danshin Dokkan. This one is also very hard to believe just because there's no visual evidence. But I think his name is Danshin Dokkan. That's what it is on Twitter. But he said that he went 3.5K with no Super Saiyan 4s. Obviously, that sucks. But again, I can't see it, so I cannot give it the S tier shaft. But still a very, very good, well, I say very, very good, but still a rough summoning experience if you're at 3,500 stones and you still don't have them. Going into our next spot on the A tier, we have our good friend. I shouldn't say our good friend. We have our very good friend, Stray Michael on Twitter. He is our editor, or one of our editors, our senior producer, we can call him. But he did some summoning over on the 5-9 stream. If you want to roll a clip of him he's saying a certain line and pulling a certain unit, you know, you can go ahead and put that in there now.
As long as it's not Vegito again, I honestly don't really mind. You know, I'd like to trade another.
Oh my god! No. There's no way.
I have no comment on that.
But he had 1.8k stones, and his summons, to kind of sum it up, were a bunch of Vegitos. He for a bunch of Vegitos is what he deserves. Let's be honest. All right, so now it's time to come to this video's how fun can we have? How much fun can we have with this? Right? We have 2 S tier shafts. Now here is our first one. This comes from XColdBlueX on Twitter. Now I don't even know how you can call this one a shaft. But if I had to guess, all of these units that you're going to see on the screen here in a minute were probably already rainbowed based on just the amount of summonings he was doing. He went 3k stones, got a ton of LRs, but none of the new ones. We're talking like, I looked at the picture beforehand when we were scrolling through the ones to go through. He had like 7 GT Gokus, right? And like 6 Namek Gokus, literally like 11 Super Saiyan 4 Gokus and stuff like that. This guy had a rough time. He had a bunch of featured animations and just got nothing. Well, not nothing, but he just kept getting the wrong stuff, and in 3k stones, that's obviously a miserable experience. So let's go ahead and round out our last one, and this is again our good friend Toon Rami. Now, if you know anything about Toon Rami, sometimes the summons are good, sometimes the summons are bad. I find often of the time, or a lot of the time, when you really want a unit, the game is like, it's somehow programmed to know that, right? It's like, oh yeah, you've been waiting for these units forever, and then you got like, for just a personal experience, like, you know, this is Vilify, if you haven't remembered, like, just a quick reminder. I went, like, over 2,000 before I got UI Goku during the 6th year, and I was really excited for UI Goku. Like, I had bought stones in advance, I was ready to go, and it took me a couple days to get them. And our friend Toon Rami, he went 6,000 stones. That's right, 6,000. That's probably more stones than you get in a year of playing the game, doing everything and not summoning. And he only got 1 copy of the Super Saiyan 4s. So I need some RIPs in the comment section for our boy Toon Rami, but just know that he's going to come back stronger. As always, he's ready to go. It's his moment. 6k for 1 copy. The best is yet to come, brother. So that was the recap of some of these shafts that we had over on the 5-9 gaming side of things. Let us know how you did, how your summons went. If you went really good, you got your Zeno first multi. Congratulations. A lot of people aren't going to like you for it, but hey, that's their problem, not yours, right? So again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss out on anything that the 5-9 mobile channel is posting. Have a great day, everybody. I'm out.